The phone jolted Daniel Harper awake at 6:58 a.m., its shrill rings slicing through the haze of a restless night. He stood in his kitchen, unshaven, a cold mug of coffee in hand, staring blankly at the oak island. The screen flashed an unknown number, 479 area code. Arkansas. Spam, he thought, thumb hovering over decline. But 16 years as a district attorney had sharpened his gut, and something made him answer. Mr. Harper. The voice was rough, cautious Officer Tate, Fort Smith PD. We've got your son, Ethan. He's safe. Found him an hour ago, near Highway 64. Daniel's breath stopped. Fort Smith, he rasped. Arkansas. Yes, sir. A trucker spotted him wandering. He's shaken but unhurt. Says someone took him from your neighborhood in Texas. The mug hit the floor, shattering unnoticed as coffee splashed his bare feet. Ethan, 14, autistic, all wiry limbs and quiet wonder, had left last night at 7:12 p.m. Gonna walk to the creek, he'd said, tugging on his navy hoodie. Want to hear the water? Daniel had nodded, tousled his hair, and said, back before dark. Now, 320 miles away? Who took him? Daniel's voice was a low growl, a threat barely leashed. Tate hesitated. He mentioned security, a housing authority, so they told him he couldn't walk alone. Daniel's chest ignited. The Pine Hollow HOA. His HOA control freaks with their bylaws and private muscle. I'm coming, he said, hanging up before Tate could reply. He grabbed his keys, badge, and coat. Sarah stumbled in, robe loose, eyes bleary. Dan? What's? They took Ethan, he said flat and hard. He's in Arkansas. Stay here. Call if anyone comes. Her face collapsed, but he was gone, the door slamming behind him. The 6-hour drive was a tunnel of rage and questions. Who? Why Ethan? How far did this go? He pulled into Fort Smith Childcare VYCS loaded drab. Low building ringed by skeletal trees, ants aching from the wheel. He stormed inside, badge out. Ethan Harper. Now, a social worker graying, clipboard, and handled him down a bleach-scented hall. He's quiet, she said. Hasn't said much. The door opened. Ethan sat curled in a metal chair, knees up, hoodie torn and mud-streaked. His sneakers were filthy, backpack crumpled beside him. He didn't look up until Daniel's shadow fell across him. Then recognition. He bolted into his father's arms, trembling, clutching tight. Dad, he whispered, voice breaking. I didn't do anything wrong. Daniel knelt, cupping his face. You're safe, he said, voice thick. I've got you. Ethan's breath hitched. They said I broke rules. Said I couldn't walk alone. I was just going home. Tears welled. They put a bag over my head. I couldn't see. I said I lived there, but they didn't care. Daniel's blood froze. He turned Ethan's arms red while circled his wrists, zip-tie scars. Who? He asked, deadly calm. The security guy. Tra-VYS. And a woman on the phone told him what to do. Tra-VYS Colton. Daniel knew Hymex cop, fired for brutality, hired by Pine Hollow for his edge. The woman? Karen Voss, HOA president, a petty tyrant in pearls. Sarah arrived soon after, sobbing as she crushed Ethan in a hug. Daniel stood apart, mind racing. This wasn't a mistake. It was a system. That night, with Ethan asleep, hall light on, blanket tight, Daniel dug into Pine Hollow security footage. The East Gate camera showed it all. 7:19 p.m., Ethan strolling, hands in pockets. Tra-VYS stepped in, barked, lunged. Zip ties flashed. A gray Vano plate swallowed Ethan in seconds. 47 seconds from free to gone. Daniel's jaw clenched. He opened the HOA bylaws section 12.4. Disruptive indie VY duels may be removed at security's discretion to ensure safety. A scribbled note, solo minors bang liability. Relocate if uncooperative. A protocol, not a fluke. Sarah loomed in the doorway, eyes red. What is it? They've done this before, he said, shutting the laptop. It's policy. To kids? Yes. I'm stopping it. By 7:30 a.m., he called Sheriff Mike Ellison and FBI agent Lena Ortiz. By 9 o'clock, Pine Hollow swarmed with black SUVs, a CPS van, and deputies. Residents gaped as agents raided the HOA office, a brick facade with a fountain and smug signage. Inside, they found files. Hundreds. Kids' names, photos, snapshots from bushes, cars' notes like seen alone, non-compliant. Ethan's file read, relocated March 28, 25. Daniel walked in, picking up a file, Mia Torres, 11, loitering. Monitored. Another Jacob Lee, 9, disruptive. Recommended removal. Dozens more. Ortiz's voice cut through. This isn't a watch list. It's a hit list. Daniel faced VYS, cuffed and sweating. You zip-tied my son. Hooded him. Dumped him 300 miles away. For walking. VYS sneered. Voss said he was a risk. A risk. Daniel's eyes bored into him. He's 14. Ortiz held up a log. Drop-off points. Fort Smith's 1 of 5. For years running. For years. Daniel's gut twisted. How many? The story exploded that afternoon. HOA abducts autistic teen. Hit local news, then national. Ethan's wrist marks went viral on X. Protests flared, my kid's not a threat, signs waved outside Pine Hollow. Tips flooded in, fines for loud kids, security stalking, threats. It wasn't just here, Ohio, Florida, echoes everywhere. Karen Voss spoke on day 3, prim in a blazer, facing cameras outside her house. Pine Hollow values safety, she said, cool and clipped. This boy's VY or raise concerns. We acted per protocol. We regret the distress. VY or the word detonated. She called him a threat. X raged. Protesters chanted Ethan's name outside her home. A petition for HOA reform soared past 1 million. Daniel didn't watch. He filed charges. State of Texas versus Voss, Colton, et al. Kidnapping, conspiracy, endangerment. He took lead prosecutor. The trial hit fast. Courthouse packed, reporters, parents, active VYSTS. Daniel stood, voice steady. This isn't about my son. It's about power twisting into tyranny. They made kids targets. Witnesses testified. A widow fined for her grandson's skateboarding. A teacher shadowed for her student's noise. A dad who fled after his daughter was high risk for humming. Daniel showed emails, Voss ordering action, and a manual neutralizing disruptions. He held up Ethan's photo. This is their order. Voss sat stiff. Colton slouched. Board members squirmed. The jury didn't flinch. Verdicts: Colton, 16 years. Voss, 13. Others, please probation bans. Pine Hollow dissolved, gates down, assets gone. Outside, Daniel faced the press, Ethan beside him. Not as a DA, he said. As a father. If you hurt a kid with your rules, I'll find you. Not my job, me soul. The crowd roared. Ethan gripped his hand. Months later, Ethan walked to the creek, Daniel a step behind. He paused, head tilted, smiling at the water's murmur. It's talking, he said. Daniel's throat tightened. Yeah, bud. Ethan's law banned HOA kid curbs. Investigations spread California, Georgia. But the real win was Ethan's hum, his trust creeping back. Justice wasn't the gave-lit, was a boy hearing the world again. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.